As we get closer to Inauguration Day, one of the top questions I keep getting asked is, what can I do to protect my money and my sanity during the Trump administration? And that's really a tough question to answer because there are so many unknowns. But if he keeps his word about across the board tariffs, which will basically raise the price of so many things, and mass deportation, then we're most likely in for more volatility in the stock market, that is, more ups and downs. And we're also in for higher prices and inflation, just for starters. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 must-haves to put in place right now. So stay tuned. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, welcome. I'm Patricia Stallworth. I'm the author of Minding Your Money. I'm also the owner of a financial planning and education firm where we specialize in working with mid-career professionals as well as entrepreneurs in really building wealth and building their financial confidence. This channel is all about helping you understand how money works so you can make informed decisions and live your best life. Now, during uncertain times, which is definitely what we're heading into right now, my overall strategy is to take control, to take action, and to be more vigilant and proactive so that I can help prevent being blindsided by anything going on. So here are my 5 must-haves that you can put in place right now. Number 1, up-level your financial education. And I'm really serious about this one because when you understand how money works and how money works for you, especially, then you have more options, you have more choices, you have more flexibility in the things that you do. When my daughter was a lot younger, she was a cheerleader. And because she was so small, they would typically put her at the top of pyramids. And her coach said to her, if you fall or if you are dropped, remember to tuck and roll and to help protect yourself. So that was her go-to if the worst happened. Your go-to if the worst happens right now is your financial education, understanding how money works so that you have more flexibility, you have more choices, you have more options. Unfortunately, though, this is not a one and done because things are going to be constantly changing. So you're going to need to commit to being a lifelong learner so that you can stay informed and on top of things that might impact you and your family personally. So if you have made a resolution to take more control of your money, do it now. This is the time to do it. So read more books, listen to more podcasts, watch this channel, and consider joining my monthly Minding Your Money workshop series where we tackle all things financial and you always leave with action steps that you can put in place right away in your life. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can check this out as well as our other services. Bottom line, make 2025 the year that you decide you're going to take control and you're going to make managing your money a top priority. Number 2, overfund your emergency fund. Now, as you know, your emergency fund is something you have available in case the unexpected happens. Unexpected medical bills, car troubles, a job loss, having to leave a relationship. If you don't have one, start one right away. Advisors typically recommend that you have 3 to 6 months of essential expenses like food and housing and transportation available. But during uncertain times like what we're heading into right now, I like having even more. In fact, doubling that amount. So if you typically have 3 months of expenses available, then consider going to 6. And if 6 is your ideal number to have available, then consider going to 12 and so on. So if you do decide to double the amount that you have available, you're probably going to end up with a big pot of money, too much to keep in a typical savings account without having your money growing for you. So we'll talk about places, resources that you can use, different types of accounts where you can put your money where it will still be safe and available to you in case of an emergency, but it also has the ability to grow for you as well. Number 3, max out your tax advantage accounts like IRAs, 401ks, and HSAs. And I talked in a previous video about how the 1% use these to grow their money and save on taxes at the same time. And in the coming years, because the tax situation is going to be uncertain as well, for this will be a win-win situation for you. It will be a way for you to, as we said, save for retirement or for your health care, and also save on taxes at the same time. The maximum that you can contribute to 401ks and 403bs and accounts like that is $23,500 with some additional contributions if you're over 50 or 60. The maximum that you can contribute to an IRA is $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50. If you're a business owner and you contribute to a SEP IRA or a solo 401k, you can contribute up to $70,000 this year. And like its counterpart for employees, if you're contributing to a solo 401k, you actually get to contribute even more if you're over 50 or over 60. Now let's stop and let's take a breath, because what I've done is I've thrown a lot of numbers at you, and they're not necessarily little numbers. And I know you're thinking, that's great, but I don't have that kind of money to suck away. And I'd love to do this, but I just don't have it. So I want you to think about this in terms of not just the total amounts, but begin to think about this in terms of a monthly amount. So, for example, if you've decided that you want to set aside $6,000 or contribute $6,000 to your Roth IRA this year, then the thing to do is divide that by 12 so that you have a number. 12 divided by 6,000 is 500. So that's $500 a month. And if that number is still too high, determine what number you can contribute on a regular basis and then set it up on automatic pilot so you always stay on track. Just in case you missed some of these numbers, I'll put a link to a chart in the description below so that you can see those numbers again, and also what the amounts are if you are over 50 or 60 and can contribute more. Number 4, keep an eye on your expenses. Cut back wherever you can. As I mentioned earlier, there's a possibility that prices are going to be so much higher. And so you may need to make some adjustments to your budget for housing, for food, for things like that. And so keep that in mind going forward. Also, keep in mind that you may have changes to your health care. So while it's always been a good idea to read the fine print to see what is and is not covered, it may be even more so now, especially if regulations change and your health care structure changes. So make sure that you do stay on top of those kinds of expenses as well. Number 5, stay informed. I know that during these times, it may be tempting to just bury your head in the sand and not really pay any attention to anything that's going on around you. But it's more important than ever now that you stay informed so that you're not blindsided by any changes that come your way, and you can take the necessary steps to make sure that you stay okay. So look at things on a national level. Also look at things on a local level. Make sure you understand what's happening on your local level so that you can make any changes necessary. If you're up for it, participate in local affairs. Let your reps know what is and is not working for you. Participate in policy changes so that you have an impact or a say in those changes. If you're not up for it, then at least stay informed so that you're not blindsided or caught off guard by anything that happens. And there you have it, my 5 must-haves to protect your money. Now for my thoughts about protecting your sanity. Start by creating an agenda or a list of things that you want to accomplish in 2025 and beyond. Then create a plan and work on your plan each day. Now, there's going to be a lot of noise over the next year, the next 4 years. So if you need to, disengage from media sources that may cause you to lose your focus or to go into panic mode. Instead, concentrate on supporting and being supported by your friends, your family, your community, organizations that you are, and causes that you support. This is not the time to withdraw, to isolate yourself, to only focus on yourself. Although being a little selfish is not a bad thing, but remember, this is your real life. This is not a dress rehearsal. So don't let anything stop you from building and living the life you want. And that's my strategy on protecting your sanity as we move forward. Now, do me a favor. Comment below with the must-have that resonated with you most and one you plan on implementing. Now check this video out to learn more.